Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Well, we always start off, well, not always, but of late, over the last 6 months to a year, since there's been somewhat of a interest in the dollar index, we've started off with the dollar index on the screen. Excuse me. And so we do the same thing with the beta, our beta platform, which we're looking for an update in the next couple days, so that'll be good. And as you can see here, the dollar index on the beta, has gone into the buy. Where's that mouse at? Right there. There it is. Right in here. Went into the buy. We got some green dots, and boom, off it went. Same thing over here on Hinky Ashki. You see lots of green Hinky Ashki bars. You can see right now the fast stochastic is trading at what is that? 69.4, and the slow excuse me, and the slow is at 73.7. So it's actually underneath the fast. So that means the fast is below the slow, and so there's actually pressure on the downside. You can see pretty much the same way when you look at the beta. It has had a little teeny weeny little slide type of action, but it's still staying in the buy at the moment. So the beta is still saying it wants to go up, and then we can switch over to the existing platform that we use, that we're trying to replace with our own homemade version. And let's put it up on the screen there too at the same time. Right. Where is it at? Right there. And then we go over to here, and a la voila, there it is. Okay. And as you can see, oh, I didn't get it up there. There it is. Activate. There you go. And so there it is right there. You see that same situation. And actually, you can see right here, it's joining. This is joining in with the J4X at the moment. It's trying to break down. By the end of the day, if it closes down below there, it'll be in a sell. And basically, the J4X is trying, it's in other words, this is green in opposition of these two indicators right there that are telling us that there's weakness. We're seeing the same thing right there. That's telling us there's weakness. And at the same time, this is red, so it's telling us that there's more weakness. And then you can see the weekly, went into the weekly buy last week, is showing firmness. So by the end of the day, we'll have a better picture, a better idea of what is really going on with the dollar index. I don't expect, I can say this, we can easily say, hey, look at the pairs trades. The pairs trades, there's the Robin. Ask any market-related question you wish. Indeed, sing it. Sing it. Let it ring out. Just type it in there. Just a symbol. You don't even have to even say something like, I want it to go up or down. Just say, gold, oil, natural gas, just anything, Apple computer, whatever. Doesn't matter which, stock, currency, futures. We'll look at it all. Pairs trades. Doesn't matter if it's a little pairs trade that no one really pays attention to, or if it's one of the top 6. All right, so back to looking at the dollar index. We'll see by the end of the day how this is playing out, but you can see there's pressure on it, and it's not backing away, and that's interesting. So, at this point, the currencies, here we are, 103.19 on the futures contract, which is, one of the highest spots it's been in weeks. This last whole week, it's played with that area and tried to climb higher. You can see here the high is 103.45, and it closed at 103.20. And then there's one that's like it closed at 103.31 with a high of 40. And then one right next to it is 32 high with a close of 103.07. And then you can see here it tried to sit on the line, and then it made a new low, took out these lows, and now it's trying to climb back up to the high. So there is interest in being long the dollar. At the same time, a lot of people would like to, because of the interest rate situation, if they're not going to lower the rates, the index will go up. In other words, the dollar will gain because people like to get a return on their money. People want to make money, right? Right. They want to make money. Right. They want to make money. That's the key. Right. So. Now, what is making the dollar dance today? And what we know is that there is uh, Mr. Trump's election that kicks out. That's one of them right there. That'll have influence on it. The Fed governors and so forth are saying all kinds of stuff. Money managers are a little confused about the idea of after 11 increases, they're going to all of a sudden now cut when they've not reached. They're still, I guess, close to 50% away of where they want to be. It's not like they're just sitting on the doorstep at 2.1 or 2.2. They're at 4%, 4 percentage points on inflation. Inflation is still increasing, and it's increasing at a rate of over 4%. And that's not exactly what they want. They want it to be increasing only at 2%. So no reason really to crank up the economy, because the theory of the central bank here in the States, what they refer to as the Federal Reserve, is to slow the economy, not crank it up. Let's not get it excited. Let's try to get it to just fall asleep. That's what it wants, not to excite it and make it happy and let's start kicking it up, because that'll just kick up the inflation at the same time. All right. Since no one's asking a question, I'm going to take a bite of my breakfast. I have 2 more bites left. All right. Let's take a. I guess we might as well go right to the euro. And have we really seen any particular news coming out of Europe? Right there, there's the euro. Now the euro, you can see, is trying to break down, and it's actually underneath. You see the weekly that closed in a weekly last week is still in a weekly sell. Can we really say, is there conviction? Does the money want to really place itself into positions of long and short at the moment? It really doesn't feel like it. It just feels like they're just kind of marching along, waiting for the news to come. And that's the way I look at it. It reminds me is that there isn't any real conviction, and the market really doesn't care, that right now, until they see some evidence that the policy changes are going to come. The Federal Reserve is not going to make a grave mistake and start to accelerate the economy. Now, more than likely, as we've said here, it'll all happen going into May, June, into this election year. 6 months before the election, they may start to push it. That's especially if the inflation rate it gets down to, say, 2.9 or 3.1. They'll use that as an excuse. I just don't see it really dropping like that. But we'll watch and see. I mean, each month the core rate seems to go up, not down. We got driven down by Mr. Biden taking all that oil out of the reserves and pushing it into the market, which brought down transportation costs. And so from it going up to like 9.5, it fell down to almost like 3.5. Actually, they declared it 3.25. And then, once he stopped doing that, now it's been drifting back up. The oil factor really helped out a lot by driving oil prices down. And let's take a look at oil just real quick as I take a sip of my tea again. Let's see, right. Here's oil. And you see, overall there, and we can even go over and show you Brent at the same time to give you a flavor of both areas. You can see Brent up on the J4X. No, I'm sorry, not J4X. We're going to leave the dollar index up there because we're going to still stay about the currencies here. You can see right there on the Brent there that 84 back in, what was that? That was back in late November. It was up in the 84s. And this is West Texas we're looking at. Let's put West Texas here too. There's West Texas. And West Texas No. Okay, there you go. There's West Texas. West Texas, when it was about a $4.50 premium to West Texas versus Brent. And then when we look at, on the other platform again right here, you can see that the oil market was hovering in the 85s and 90s, and it was pressured up in September, and so that helped to set up the declaration of this low here. Was basically helped push the 3.2 or 3.3 inflation rate, which was okay, but it didn't exactly do us a big favor in the sense that they got it down. I can tell you why they got it down. Our Social Security, the retirement funds, are based off of the inflation number. And they declared that the inflation was 3.2, which we all know it wasn't. It was in the 3.3s, 3.4s, 3.5s. They needed to drive that down so that they could pay less to the retirees. Isn't that just wonderful? Saving the American government some money so they can spend it on anything else but the people who put it there in their pockets. What a classic. What a true classic of evil. Government. Ugh. All right, so let's get rid of that one. No, you know what? I think I'll go like this. Get rid of that symbol like that. There we are. And so you can see we've had a nice drop of about, was it from the 86 area down to the 70 area, and all out of our strategic reserves, and they're pretty much not empty, but they're at a dangerous point of. I think they hold around 230 million barrels, and he brought it down to something like 140. He cut it in half almost, and there's infrastructure problems when you keep that much liquid in a facility. It's not like they're in separate tanks or in these caverns that can hold millions of barrels, and kind of there's a strategic thing going on, or no, I'm sorry, not strategic, engineering strategic, that is. So if you pull out more than that, you have to do something else with the caverns, like reinforce them or do something like that. So he's really put us on the edge of a couple of calamities there. And that all plays into the inflation number. Here on our webinar, we talk about all the mechanics. We look at the charts through algorithms that we've invented, but at the same time, we also talk about, why does some of this stuff happen? And in the case of that, it was pretty obvious. They wanted the inflation rate to be knocked down when they declared the official increase for the year. And now inflation is back up to 4. And how much would that have cost the government, that 1 percentage point, one full percentage, from 3.2 to 4.2? Well, it could have been, like $100 billion or $200 billion. I'm not even sure what they pay out every. You know what? I should take a look at that. I'm going to look that up because I'm very curious. I haven't mentioned this before, and how he pushed, how the president pushed the prices down in oil. Let's see, where's that mouse at? Right there. How much does the government pay? Let's see. SSI every month. There we are. Let's see what it says. 2023 was. Let's see. The maximum month. All right. How much does the government pay? That's what I want to know. All it wants to tell us is all this stuff. Let's try this one more time, because that's a curious thing. How much did the government, the whole? Let's try that. The whole year. That's an interesting question. I mean, it's a deeply, interesting question. out each year. This still doesn't want it. See, they'd love to hide that number. Isn't that cute? They won't even tell us how much they've put out for the whole year. Not 1 inch. How much does the government? They refuse to give the number, and that everybody talks about how Google and all these things can give it. Government total. Government total pay in 1 year. In 1 year. Let's try that. Because I'm really curious now. Two, 0, 2, 3. Let's see what it says there. Will not give out the number. You would think they'd have a number. They just refuse to even give you. Let me go to like page 5 of Google and see if there's. They have no interest in letting us know how much they pay out every month. That is incredible. We can't even get a total. Let's see, government total pay SSI this year. Okay, here let's see what that forecast is. Nope, won't tell us. Well, all I know is that there's something like 80 million people collecting Social Security. So it's a big number. It's got to be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. So, but that is the reasoning behind pushing oil down with the strategic reserve and not pumping it out of the ground, which is basically doing the same thing. And that's why we are in this odd dilemma. So I think I've got my point across. A, the government doesn't want us to know how much they've paid out for the whole year. And 2, let's see. Oh, well, that's cute. Let's share that. And 2, they want to lower rates again. And why? If they can lower rates, they pump up the economy. They want the dollar index basically to go sideways to down, not sideways to up. And all these things are just like a smoke screen. They do. They really are irresponsible to the point where they make sure that the search engines on the simplest question: how much did Social Security pay for the whole year of 2023? And it goes 5 pages of nothing but what an individual can have. That's it. Nothing more than that. So they're just hiding the number. All right. Like we said, we started looking at the euro, and you can see the euro is kind of weak. It's just a tad weak. Nothing major right there. It is at the lows of the day. You can see it's trying to pierce. It's just like on the edge there. It's piercing and being in that weekly sell. Let's check out cable today. Right there. And also at the same time, we'll show you that on J4X too. And you can see that nice downwardly slope with that euro against the dollar. There it is. You can see the fast is at 33.7. The slow is at 32.1. Just on that edge, it's trying to get bullish. We got a red Hinky-Ashke bar on it itself. That's why you see the red up there, right here. And so there's some pressure there, just like we see the pressure here on our old main platform. Now let's put cable in. And there it is. There you can see cable has been strong. I'm wondering. I would imagine we might see a stronger Swiss too today. A little odd the way it's been acting, the Swiss, and so you can see there on let's see, what's that? That's it right there. That is the movement of the cable. It's been doing that now for a bunch of days, trying to climb up, not high, just kind of inching along. Matter of fact, you can see here, our algorithm is actually in the plus. It's at 0.0000, 4 zeros and a 5. So, or 5 zeros across, if you want to say it, then a 5. But there's a little buying going on. They are reaching in for the product. It's a very solid thing. I think yesterday we were talking with somebody. I think it was Academy, looking at this platform. They didn't. We just identified this and looked at the weekly. Didn't really get much more than that into the subject. All right, and then from there, let's go to the Swiss. There's the dollar Swiss. And you see dollar Swiss still trying to climb. The fastest at 8. It's way up at the top of the range at 87.2, and the slow is at 87.6. So there's 5 now, and there's 87 evens. So there is some pressure for the Swiss to start getting in gear again, to start gaining against the dollar. There it is right there on the old platform, and doing the same thing. We got a red dot. Let's widen this out more. You see it's made a new low today and bounced up. It's on the edge right there. You can see it. It's at minus 0. Is that right? Yes, that's it. Minus 0.000. Was that 4 zeros and an 8? So 4 zeros and an 8, or 5 zeros across and a 7. There's the 7 now. And you can see here the weekly is still sitting there trying to get into the buy this week. And this will be interesting to see how that plays out by the end of the week. If we hold on, or it backs off. I think we have some interesting stuff coming out this week too. I think GDP comes out one day this week. I think we have PCE, Price Consumer Index, or PCI, might be coming out this week. I think I showed that yesterday. Maybe I should take a look at Dukascopy's. Let me go over to Dukascopy's calendar and see what it looks like there. Trading and Dukascopy calendar. Want to stay live? Economic calendar. There it is. And so today, this week, let's see, what is it? This is what, today, right? Yep. So what we have coming out today is the 3-bill and the 6-month auction. That was yesterday. Today we have the Red Book coming out 8:55. So we'll be done at this point on the webinar. The Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index comes out at 10 o'clock our time, which is 2 hours and 6 minutes away. Let's see what else. 52-week bill auction. It's a busy day. 2-year note auction. API weekly crude stock, but that's not until the afternoon. All right, so let's see what tomorrow brings. Wednesday shows manufacturing, MBA mortgage applications. That's kind of important for real estate. And then oil again, and 5-year note auction. All right, let's see. It must be Thursday the real action kicks up. Maybe that's why we look kind of slow right now. Chicago Fed talks on Thursday. Gross domestic product, that's there is GDP on Thursday. The index and analyzation, wholesale and inventories, goods, trades, and balances, core personal consumption, CPC, personal consumption. I think people are watching for that, but the PCE, that's a biggie. They're watching. Now it says it's low, but I thought that they were more concerned about it. Non-defense, durable goods, initial job claims. But I guess I would have to say that the biggie is the Thursday GDP, because that's the previous one was 4.9, and I don't see a forecast at this point. And I know that the Richmond Federal Reserve is the one that pays attention to that the most, and everybody follows that. And I understand it's now down from 4.9 almost down to 2.5. And so that shows the economy slowing, which puts energy into wanting to cut the interest rates. But at the same time, they'll be looking at the CPE, personal consumption, I believe it is. Let me see if I can find it again. Personal consumption, CPE, and that'll act also like a CPI. They'll be looking at that. That's a big factor in the CPI, and so that'll put pressure on it. And then on Friday, what do we have? We have personal income and core personal consumption, and these things they're going to be. Let's put it this way: they're going to be more concerned about it. That will be a definite factor. A definite factor on the way the markets are treated. And I've been really curious as volatility is really dropping over the last 24 hours. Matter of fact, not 24, it's like about 18 hours. They really slammed volatility in these stock indices. Let's see if we can put it up on VIX. Let's see. Not only, let's see, where are you? VIX. It's around here somewhere. We had it. There it is right there. And let's put that up on the screen right there. And you can see VIX yesterday took a nice dip right there. Oh, it's been taking a dip for the last 4 trading days. Right there. And so it took the dip from, I guess right there, from the last couple of days. It wasn't much lower, but I can tell you, my option spreads collapsed. Now, I was short a bunch of options. I was short option spreads, betting that the volatility was dropping. And they really clocked it yesterday. I mean, really clocked it. It wasn't until about noon, I guess you could say, something like that, 1 o'clock, they really started to beat it up. And it was I had like a 6% gain out of the day, just because of the drop in volatility. It was pretty dramatic. Anybody want to talk about volatility, we can do that too. All right. So from there, we go over to the yen. And there's the yen. And you can see the yen is, trying to roll over again, which is nice. We're hoping for them to gain some value there. Unfortunately, it's in the weekly buy, so there's pressure on this product. You'll see that right there. Let's see. What can we put on there? It is right there. Let's find a dollar yen right there. See the little red mark right there on the Hinky-Ashki bar pushing down. You can see the fast is at 71.4 and the slow is at 80.7. So yeah, there's some pressure on the yen to go. That gains when the yen is going up like that, it's losing against the dollar. When the yen goes down like that, that means it's gaining against the dollar. There's less yen to the dollar. All right, just like the way we look at the Swiss. Does the same thing, and you can see Swiss trying to, curve there. All right, now from there, we go over to the Great Experiment. There it is right there. Woo, new all-time high. Let's see what we got on here. Let's take a look at it on J4X. Right there. All right. And you can see there, let's widen this out. So they're showing now an all-time high today of 33.58. Yeah, 58, 33.58. Trading at 32.93. And the all-time high close is right there. And that is 33.04. So we're just about 10 ticks down off of that. 10 ticks. We're in a buy for a third. Let's grab a green. Just grab it. Grab a green from somewhere. There's one right there. And there it is right there. File. Save workspace. There we are. So we are on the edge of an all-time close, and we now have had an all-time high trade. And you see it's reflecting itself right in there. Not as high. I guess you could say not as high. It's saying it's only 33.07. But that's the Hinky-Ashke average. Maybe that's what does that. And you can see the fast is at 69.67, basically 69.6 versus 83. That's interesting. How about that? 70.1 now versus, is that a 60? That is a 63.8. So it's still trying to climb. We're seeing that. Matter of fact, there you go. They have it at 32. What was that? 94. You can see it in the boxes there. Now 32.93 bid. It offered at 94. And that's the great experiment. They're doing an interesting lab experiment, bench-tested experiment. I think that's interesting. All right, from there we go over to the metals complex, and we go to the South African Rand, which is the number one brick nation in the world. Number one. Uno. Yeah. Not Russia, not China, I think India dropped out of the BRICS. Not Brazil, not whoever else is playing in that arena, but South African Rand is the number one currency, BRIC nation. And you can see it's trying to gain a little bit today right there from the dollar. When it's like the same thing with the Swiss or the yen, when it's rising, it's losing against the dollar. When it's falling, it's gaining against the dollar. And you can see here it's rolled over again, trying to make a little weakness. We've been in a daily buy since back in here. We've been in a weekly buy since, now where's the line at? Let's go steal this one. Right there. It's been in a weekly buy since right at that point, where the green line and the histogram break through the manifold. And that usually insinuates zoom to the moon, Alice. Oh, well, in this case here, you won't see that until the end of the week on the histogram. But that's what happened there, and that's what pushes us in the buy right here. It's obviously confirmed at that point, but the odds are once it jumps through the manifold, it's usually 99% chance it will close that week in that position. That's how high the percentage is. So it jumps into the buy there. You can see the daily buy that's been going on the whole month of December. Oh no, that's January now. I'm sorry. The whole month of January, and we're coming into, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I think that's what it is. I think there's 7 days to this trading year. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, Wednesday. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days to the end of the trading year, trading month in this product. Ooh. There we are. To the 14th. Cool. All right. So. That is the beginning of our look now at the metals complex, since the South African Rand also is the number one gold producer in the world. It really does catch our eyes, or at least it's a currency that is the number one currency gold producer in the world. We can say it that way too. I'm not sure exactly what Russia or Canada or the United States or whoever else is producing gold. Let's see. Right there. There is the gold. There you go. Yep, and you can see right there, gold was trying to lift up. It made a high up to the $2,040 area, and it seems to have backed off and dropped $12. We're in the weekly sell from last week, and yesterday they sold it down, and today they've lifted it up, and it's drifting slowly back down again. And that would kind of makes sense that high because we saw the South African rand turning over too, gaining against the dollar. So that push in the beginning was probably more of the technicals who arbitraged the two. Now from there, we drift over to, let's put it up on here too. Let's put the South African rand on there just to keep on reminding us where we're at with it. Okay, so Hinky Ashke is showing us that it's still climbing, but when we look at the actual, like there, you can see up on the green box how much it's down for the day right there. So it is in the minus today. And that's a bullish thing for gold and a bullish thing for the currency itself, and that's why we see this strength there, but still not getting through the algorithm to get into the plus. It's not very far off, that's for sure. And then let's do this. We save that. And we go like that. And we go like that. We like to save those charts. And then here is silver. There's silver. Silver doing the same thing, but not taking out yesterday's high. Still in that, sell for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days now. And it's also been in the sell for pretty much almost all of last week. And at the same time, starting this week off with it even falling further. Save that. Silverado. Right there. Another Ooh, I heard my song. A room without a roof. I'm happy. Happiness is the truth. All right. So there is the silver. Let's go over to the copper, the Chinese precious metal. Right there. You can see that doing the same thing, lifting up. And I'm not sure what's going on. I guess we have to do a reset there. Something looks odd there because we have it into the sell from yesterday. So let's try checking that out. I'm going to go to shift the exchange around like so. Okay. So yesterday it did that. Went into the sell there. Like that. No, it did not. That's odd. Let's take a look at what we sent out. I'm going to go check out these chart here because I hate it when I see that the chart is wrong. Going to the exchange right now, and that is what, the March contract? Yeah. Let's go to the March contract and go to the exchange and get the real prices. So yesterday, this was wrong. The high was higher than this high. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. We can do that. We can fix that. And then straighten it out. Because I don't like to see bad numbers like that. And that is the COMEX. We go there, and we go there, and we go there. And then we load there. And we change that high to 3.79. 3.7915. That's 2 full cents. 9. Like that. And let's see. Fix that. And let's see. That is good. That is good. And let's see. Where did it settle at? It settled at... and it settled at 635. Is that right? On the 22nd? Yes. All right. Is that right? Let's just double check that. Oh, I see what we have wrong here. Okay. Okay, so that's good. And then that goes up to there we are. Now that'll straighten it out. Got to watch these things all the time. You got to make sure all the data is right in there. You got to match it up to what they have at the exchange. That, look at that. It's still taking it out. Okay, so the buy was there, and it's still in the buy. All right, so we get rid of that now. And then what's today? Today's doing that again. So that's all right. That's the way it should be, and that's the accurate way of looking at it. And we'll just move that over to there, and then hit a save there. Save workspace. I saw that. I was looking on our beta. I saw a change also. I was thinking that's odd, but now that I'm seeing it on the old platform, I know it's definitely legit. There we are. So there we straighten it out when I go to the exchange like that. So that's where we're at. We're a third day with that interesting type of island. It's almost like this is a gap, like a small one, but it's an island gap. And so a lot of times that can be bullish, or they'll look for the close. You see this one here, this low here, or this low here was the close of the gap. And then it bounces off of it and goes up. That's part of that old gap trading. Some people like to trade gaps. They buy the gap or they sell the gap and they play the gap. So just a little gap trading that we rarely ever talk about anymore around here. Gap trading, yes. If you care to ask more about it, we will talk about it. Closing of the gaps, that type of thing. All right. So from there, I did save that. Now let's go to the last one, and that is platinum. And there is the April platinum, doing basically in some ways the same type of motion, but no gap. And you can see we're stuck in a weekly sell and a daily buy, going nowhere. There we are. Okay. Now from there, we drift over to, let me just double check that just to make sure that everything is working right. Yep, there it is. Just wanted to double check that. Take that, go like that. Now what's up with that? How did that happen just now? There we are. There we go. All right, now from there we jump over to the energy sector. So let's put Brent again back up on beta. I think that's it right there, isn't it? Yep. And so let's slide that over to here. It's on our beta platform, so you can see the math to it. We've been in a weekly buy for 3 weeks and a daily buy for, I guess, a bunch of days there with the greens. And then from there, we put it up over here. Usually we look at the Canadian. When the Canadian's going down, usually there's strength in the oil market and vice versa. But you can see there's been more buying in this product than anything else. Just a little gapping, or a little hesitation in this point. Even the fast is at 40.8, and the slow is trying to dominate at 50.4. It's trying to roll over here. But you got a green hanky and so forth. It's just not really doing it. Now let's put Brent into here. Right there. There's the Brent, still trying to lift up. You see it's at 79.28. Offered at basically 79.32. What else can we say about the Brent? Just that it's trying to lift up back up into that 80 area. And then we go and take a look at the crude right there. And let's put that up on the screen. And there it is right there. You can see crude is trying to roll over today. It's in that weekly buy from Friday's close. A couple days before Friday it went into the buy. And now it's just trying to roll a little bit over, but still stay in that buy. Let's put it up on here. Light right there. See the fast is at 74.7 and the slow is at 71. So that's being pushed up. And it's feeling the strength also. And you can see it there. And we can look at it on, I think the beta is reflecting it, or maybe not today, solely because they're switching contracts. Because that contract is expired. Yeah, so we just have to wait till maybe couple more hours, and that it will reflect it, because the contract should be gone now. Yes, there's only a March contract. So, all right. From there, we go over to where we go to. We go to natural gas. There's natural gas driving down. You know, this is the March contract. It's trading at $2.10. $2.10. Talk about selling off, eh? And the February contract is still trading relatively active, and that's what I believe Dukascopy and my beta is reflecting at the moment. There it is. You can see it there trading at $2.39, which makes total sense, because that is the February contract, which is trading at $239.40 as we speak. And let's see right there. You see it right there too at the same time. It's just, you see there, it's just trading at where is it at? 2.397, and that is the February contract. And we'll probably see Dukascopy start to drop, and that's trading at 2.36. Okay, so now that's starting to align or clean itself up. 2.36, 2.366. So it's all matching up. All three of them are matching in that direction. And you can see over here. Let's do this. See, it's, you know, in the sell for 4 days. I'm sorry, 4 weeks. No, that's it. 4 days, 5 days now. 5 days in the sell, and the weekly is trying to roll over. Then over here, the back month, it went into the weekly sell last week, and it's still fighting. It's just at 0.0088. So it's showing some strength at the moment, but with the way this thing's rolling over, the pressure will build, and I'm sure the weekly will stay in the weekly, not jump into a weekly buy. Let's see, what else can we say about the nat gas? I guess that's about it on the nat gas. So, here we go. Let's get that Spanish company to see what they're doing in Europe. They've gone from 28.5 down to 25.5. So that's pretty cool. That's a good thing for, you know, buyers in Europe. You know, not, you know, in freezing weather, they're able to buy energy to heat their homes. You see there's a little bounce coming out of it today. It's gotten down as low as 25.20. Let's put it up over here. There we go. You see how long it's been in the sell, you know, pressing down. There you go. You can see 3 full weeks in a sell over on our beta, which is this one right here, same as. Let's see what the weekly says here. It probably has to be a couple of reds. Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks of red bars. It shows that pressure. You see on, what was that? Where's the date? The 11th. Let's see what that is. That is the 18th. Okay, so let's find the 18th. There's the 18th, and it was trading at 60, basically. And on the 18th here, it was trading at 50. No. On the 18th there, it was trading at 77. So it was not yet in its sell. They had to match up. Then on the 20th, I think that's, what is that? That's the 25th. So the 25th was trading at 31. And on the 25th, it was now it went into the sell. So it went into the sell on the 25th, which is right there. Closed that week in a sell. So it's 4 weeks in a sell now, going on 5. So it's showing the same weakness Except for it went into a weekly sell like literally 2 weeks before the beta. And let's see, let's go over to here. And I think it's just 1 week here, yeah. Oh, wait a minute, that's right. This is March, so you can't count that. This is because we're looking at February here and February on the beta. All right, so that finishes that off. Now let's go over to bing, bing. There's the daily, and let's check out right there the energy company out of Spain. Right there. So that's trading at 25.87, going all the way down to 20 and change right there. And then we have it on here on the beta. Let's show you on the beta. 3 weeks in a sell there. You can see, I mean, only one day it went into a buy. I think it was a red there, so you couldn't take it. And then at the same time, it's just now starting to flirt with a daily buy today. And you see the same situation here on J4X. It's trying to flirt with a daily buy, and you got it trading at 33.9 versus 20. So it's definitely trying to jump into the buy. Without a doubt, it's trying to jump into the buy. Now, it's a little curious. The back month that we're following now is still in the minus. They have no interest. So this is probably more of delivery, maybe. I would say that, since this is a February contract, and it is pumped through the pipelines. So it's not like they're bottling it. But maybe there's a combination of ships carrying it that influence this contract, down at the Henry Hub situation and down in Texas and so forth. I'm not sure the full mechanics of natural gas. I just know that it comes out of the ground as a gas. A lot of times they used to burn it off. Now they realize that you can sell it, so they stopped burning it off. Okay. So now from the energy area, let's go to the stock indices. Go to the S&P 500, the number most actively traded, I guess you could say, most actively traded stock index in the world. It represents the world. 49 out of 50, almost a little more than 50 of the percent of all the stocks of the 500 are domestic. Are domestic, and about 49.7 or something like that are foreign. So this is a real global index of the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. All right, and then let's put it up over here. There it is, right there. It's still marching up for the last 4 days. You can see we've been in a weekly buy since September or something. No, early November. So it's gone from 4,400 or 300 and something to 4,900, I guess you could say. So that's pretty fantastic, move there. Yesterday's all-time high was 4,898, and it's at 87. It's still right on the corner of it, so it's not really getting too nuts. And then you can go over to here. You can see from there we go down to the Tech 100. Let's do those too. That's it. So, okay, so now let's put Tech 100 also on J4X right there. And you see that strengthen that the same way. There it is right there. And you see the same thing, flirting with the 17,500 area. And then you can see the weekly too. In a weekly buy for a long time, like that first week in November. And then we go over to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the grand lady of stock indices, which is a divisor based, not a cap weighted based, right there. And that's also trading at all-time highs for the last 4 days. Let's grab a green and just put it in there like that. There we are. And it also went into the buy in the first week of November, last week of October. Cancel. File save. That's what we want. Save workspace. There we are. And so then let's put up on J4X. Right there. Now from there, we're just going to go through so you can see. There's the Nikkei. The Nikkei is dipping a little bit today, but it's been in a daily buy. It's still in the daily buy, and it's in a weekly buy, so that's good. Then from the Nikkei, we go to the Hang Seng. You can see it's tried to pop up. It's still in the sell, and it's in a weekly sell. Then we see this Shenzhen, not the Shanghai, also doing a little pop up, but in a sell, and deeply into the weekly sell for 10 weeks, if not more. Then we go take a look at the Kospi in South Korea, and you can see that's been in a daily sell for a while. It's up a little bit, kind of from yesterday, nothing major, but it's been in that steady weekly sell and daily sell. There's 3 weeks of weekly sell, and couple weeks of, I guess 3 weeks or more of daily sells. Then we drift our way over to the European theater. Let's take a look at the CAC 40. You can see that's down 2 days in a sell. You see 3 weeks in a sell, and a little pressure on the product. Then we go over, jump across the channel, just for the fun of it. You can see it's up for the day, just a little bit, nothing major, and trying to get into a daily buy, but it's been the second week in the weekly sell. And then we check out Frankfurt and we take a look at the DAX. The DAX had been in a daily buy for a few days. With the strength here, you can see it. There, it's been in a buy since then. And you can see today it's trying to get into the sell, and it's just unchanged basically. And you can see we are 3 full weeks in a weekly sell. All right, I guess we're out of here. What else can we show from the continent? Do we have anything else on there from the continent? I don't think so. We should come up with, if anybody wants to see some other stock index, just put it up on the chat line. I'd love to see something else, maybe something out of Amsterdam, or out of Spain or Milan, Italy, love to see something. All right, what's today's title today? We got to come up with a title too, don't we? We don't have a real title for today yet. I'm trying to think, what did we talk about? That's the bigger question. What did we talk about? And where's my phone at? I don't even see my phone. All right. Anyway, we'll have to figure out what we're going to title, so we'll just throw the word title out there and let you know we're thinking about the title. All right. This is Doc from North America saying, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Catch you on the flip side.